If you're from New England, you might not know that we have our very own version of Stonehenge, and it's much different than the one you're familiar with. Welcome to Ponyhenge, a mysterious collection of vintage rocking horses abandoned on a field in Massachusetts. It's been here for over 10 years, and no one knows exactly where the horses come from or who puts them there. But they keep appearing and gathering in different formations. What's so special about a bunch of old rocking horses in a field? This is more than just leftover toys. It's an art installation and a tribute to loved ones at the same time. I'll get to that soon though. First, let's go back to when Ponyhenge began. There are different stories circulating, and this one is my favorite. Back around 2010, two kids set up a lemonade stand in the area and brought some toys with them, either for company or as part of their business plan. I'm not sure, I still haven't heard back from their CEO. Anyway, one of the toys was a hobby horse, and it was left alone here after the lemonade stand closed up and left. What happened next is even foggier, as over the next couple years, more horses started appearing. There's no pattern to the horses that appear. They all vary in age, color, design, and condition. No one has taken credit for the herd, and no one has seen who puts them there. The owners of the land live nearby and love the ponies. About the mysterious appearances, they said, "Other people started leaving them and we just didn't want to know. There was something lovely about it being anonymous, and now every time we go away, another one appears." This phenomenon isn't new. Spontaneous art installations like Ponyhenge can be found in other remote locations across the United States. For example, the Monolith in Utah. This is a three-sided stainless steel obelisk standing at 9 feet 7 inches tall. It was located in an obscure canyon, away from roads and any vantage points. It was here for 4 years before anyone even knew about it. The only reason it was discovered is because biologists doing a bighorn sheep survey for the Utah Division of Wildlife Resources spotted the shining structure from a helicopter. No one ever came forward to take credit, and no one can find any reason why it was put here. Once word got out, within 10 days it was removed. But the idea was already planted. Since then, more monoliths have popped up around the world, taking on a life of their own, and still, no one knows who is doing it or why. There was even a monolith that appeared in Massachusetts at the abandoned Quincy quarries, but that one disappeared within 48 hours. The point I'm getting at is that this form of art starts with just one thing, then the idea takes hold, it spreads, and it takes on its own meaning. Here's another one that I want to show you just because of how interesting its creation is. You've probably heard the story of the abandoned town of Centralia, but if you haven't, I'll give you a quick overview. Centralia was a small coal mining town in Pennsylvania with peak production occurring between the late 1890s and early 1930s. Once mining operations dwindled, the abandoned coal mines were left under the town. What happened next is up for debate, but in 1962 a fire began in the mines, most likely a trash fire in the town landfill, and it spread throughout the abandoned labyrinth under the town. The problem didn't become obvious until about 20 years later, when around 1980 sinkholes started appearing throughout the town, along with foul odors and elevated heat levels. The threat of carbon monoxide poisoning and collapse was too great, and the town was evacuated in 1983, becoming a modern ghost town. One of the things abandoned was a section of Pennsylvania Route 61. It became its own art installation, the Graffiti Highway, a bright stretch of color in a deserted area. People from all over the world came here to, yes, put some trashy graffiti on, but also to write messages, poems, and tributes. It became a massive canvas all on its own, and I think it's beautiful. But if you disagree with me, then you'll be happy to know that this highway was covered over in dirt in 2020 to dissuade more people from visiting. Let's get back to our rocking horses now. I showed you those last two spots to give you some more context and appreciation for this happening in Massachusetts, because something spontaneous like this is special. Okay, but why are these rocking horses so special? You need some convincing? I'll give you 3 reasons. First, because this happened organically. No one made this, then advertised it as an attraction. It just exists on its own. Second, if you love abandoned places like I do, you can see this represents the best of both worlds. These rocking horses have served their purpose, except these aren't being forgotten. They've been repurposed to bring happiness in a new way, while still technically being abandoned. Finally, they have a deeper meaning, especially to some of the people who brought them here. A few of these have notes dedicating the rocking horse to lost loved ones. This goes beyond the art of the formations. It makes Ponyhenge a place of peace and remembrance. I'm sure there are even more places like this throughout the US, but I'm grateful that we have one here in New England. So if you happen to drive by or stumble upon Ponyhenge, remember that this is more than just a bunch of rocking horses in a field. To see more interesting abandoned places like this, you can check out the rest of my Abandoned from Above series on my channel right now. Thank you very much for watching.